Yes, children, let us start with the next topic, that is hybridization. Now, what is hybridization? It is the process of mixing of atomic orbitals of different energies to form orbitals of equivalent energies. That is called as hybridization. Okay. Now, say for example, you want to show the formation of methane. Now, methane is made up of one carbon surrounded by 4 hydrogen, is it not? Now, this carbon is having atomic number of carbon is 6, so it is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. Okay, so you take the valence shell alone, 2s and 2p. So you will write it as 2 electrons in 2x and 1 electron each in 2p orbital. This is called as ground state. Now in the excited state, what happens? 1 electron from 2s shifts itself to 2p, so that all of them become now unpaired. Okay. Now each carbon, in the case of methane, there is only one carbon and it is surrounded by 4 hydrogen atoms. Now this carbon has to combine with all the 4 hydrogen atoms, and each hydrogen atom is coming with only 1 electron. And this 1 electron has to be shared with one more electron, so that pairing of electron will take place and a bond will be formed. That is why this carbon in the excited state has pushed the 2s electron to 2p, so that now in the case of carbon they are all alone. Now this is 2s and these 3 are 2p. 2s and 2p, they differ in their energy levels, and hybridization is the process of mixing of atomic orbitals of different energies to form orbitals of equivalent energies. So what happens? Depending upon the number of surrounding atoms, that many orbitals, they hybridize, they mix together and form 4 new ones which are of same energy. Okay, it is something like you want to whitewash your house and you want a particular shade on a wall. So what do? You mix, say a lighter shade you want, you mix the darker one with white and then bring to a particular shade and then you put it on the wall. Now same way here also what happens? The 4 hybrid orbitals which are formed, that is after mixing up of 2s and the 3 2p's, together they are 4 in number. So if 4 are mixing, 4 new ones are formed. Now what are they called? They are called sp3 hybrid orbital. Why sp3? Because 1s and 3p are combining. That is why it is called as s1p3. We generally don't put 1. It is not necessary to put 1. So you call it as sp3. So this sp3 depends upon the number of surrounding atoms. So if 4 atoms have to be satisfied, then sp3 hybrid orbitals have to be made. If 3 atoms have to be satisfied, then sp2 hybridization will take place. Like that it goes. So 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals are formed. Now they are of equivalent energies, and so each and every hydrogen atom will share its s electron with each of the sp3 hybrid orbital and form a tetrahedral geometry. Is that clear? So the purpose behind mixing is to provide orbitals of equivalent energies to all the 4 hydrogen atoms. Is it not? All the surrounding atoms are treated alike. That is why this hybridization process is taking place. Now this is in the case of methane and it will produce a tetrahedral geometry. Right? 1s and 3p orbitals, they combine, all the 4 they combine to give you 4 new ones which are of the same energy. They are called as sp3 hybrid orbitals, and these sp3 hybrid orbitals, they arrange themselves in a tetrahedral geometry, so that when hydrogen is overlapping with each of the sp3 hybrid orbital, the pair of electrons in the sp3s overlap, they will not repel with each other. They are set in such an angle that they do not repel with each other. Okay, so it is having a tetrahedral geometry. Now same way, if you want to consider the formation of ethene, and one more. Now here when the overlapping is taking place, what is the kind of bond that is formed? They are called sigma bonds. Is that clear? They are called sigma bonds. Why they are called sigma bonds? Because the overlap is taking place along the internuclear axis. This is the internuclear axis, right? Center of carbon and the center of hydrogen, right? So since the overlapping of orbitals is taking place along the internuclear axis, sigma bonds are formed. These are sigma bonds. Now come to the next example, that is ethene. Now in this case what you see, each carbon is surrounded by 3 atoms, 1, 2 and 3. Same way this carbon is also surrounded by 1, 2 and 3. So how many hybrid orbitals are needed? Only 3 are needed, right? Only 3 hybrid orbitals are needed because 3 atoms have to be satisfied. So now look at the carbon in the ground state and in the excited state. You need to write only the valence electrons. So 2s, 2 and 2p2. In the excited state, as usual, 1 electron will jump over to p. Now here how many hybrid orbitals are formed? Which of them will participate? That depends on the surrounding atoms. I already told you, since 3 are there, only 3 will hybridize. So 1s and 2p will hybridize. So you will get sp2 hybrid orbitals, which are 3 in number. Now 1p orbital, which is having 1 electron, this will remain unhybridized. It will not participate in the sigma bond formation. Now what will happen to this? Now there are 2 carbon atoms in the case of ethene. This carbon will also undergo sp2 hybridization, and this will also be left with 1 2p orbital, which is unhybridized, not taking part. So these 2 unhybridized p orbitals of both the carbon atoms, they will overlap above and below the plane of internuclear axis, like this. Above the plane of internuclear axis, and this overlap results in the formation of pi bond. These are all internuclear axis. The bond that is formed here, they are all sigma bonds, and the bond that is formed above and below the plane of internuclear axis. This is the plane of internuclear axis, okay. Above and below they are overlapping, and that will result in the formation of pi bond. Now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sigma bonds, and a set of 2 lobes overlapping above and below will give rise to 1 pi bond, okay. So there are 5 sigma bonds and 1 pi bond, right. A pair of lobes overlapping above and below the plane of internuclear axis gives rise to 1 pi bond, and the molecule is planar. Now if you consider the next example, that is ethyne. Now in this case you find the central carbon is surrounded by 2 atoms. This carbon is also surrounded by 2 atoms, so there are 2 central atoms here. In the case of methane there was only 1 central atom. Here there are 2 central atoms, right? Now how many atoms are there surrounding? 2. That means what kind of hybridization should take place? sp. जितना सराउंडिंग एटम है उतने ही हाइब्रिड ऑर्बिटल बनेंगे, और हर बार s ऑर्बिटल जरूर पार्टिसिपेट करेगा. 2s will participate in the hybridization process. Now why, when p orbitals are of equivalent energy, why should s participate in hybridization, you may ask. Now s is associated with lesser energy, and when s is participating in the hybridization process, the hybrid orbitals, if you see the average energy of the hybrid orbitals, because of the participation of s, the average energy of hybrid orbital will be low. And you know very well that low energy state is the most stable state. So here only s and 1p will participate in hybridization, and these 2 will be left unhybridized. The same thing will exist with the other carbon also. Okay, it will also be having 2 unhybridized p orbitals, and those 2 p orbitals, they will overlap above and below the plane of internuclear axis to give rise to 2 pi bonds. One set of lobes will give rise to 1 pi bond, and the second set of lobe will give rise to another pi bond. So there will be 3 sigma bonds. This is 1 sigma, this is 1 sigma, because this is hydrogen, this is hydrogen. So this is CH bond, this is also CH bond, and this is CC bond. So this is again another sigma because it is overlapping along the internuclear axis, and the molecule is linear, right? So this is about ethyne. So two pairs of p orbitals give rise to two pi bonds, and the molecule is having linear geometry. Now same way you have PCl5 where it is 3s2 3p3 valence shell configuration. Okay, now in the excited state what happens? One electron from 3s will go to 3d. The purpose is to make them unpaired. Okay, जो वहाँ पे पेयरिंग है उसको अनपेयर कराना है, तो इसको उठा के डी में भेज दिया बिकॉज 3p में ऑलरेडी एक एक इलेक्ट्रॉन है. So there is no purpose of taking this electron and pairing it here. It has to be unpaired, so you put it in 3d because 3d is empty in the case of phosphorus, so it can go there. Now in the excited state you are having like this, and how many surrounding atoms? 5. And how many you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 orbitals having unpaired electron, and all the 5 will hybridize. That means s, p3 and d. That is why you will get sp3d hybridization taking place, and the molecule will have trigonal bipyramidal geometry. This is trigonal bipyramidal geometry. Okay, this I have tried to put the sp3d hybrid orbital with which the Cl का जो 3p है वो overlap कर रहा है. So the same way you can explain that of SF6 also, where it will be sp3d2 hybridization. Okay, so I have given you the notes of all these things, right? So you can go through it.